Welcome to Gay Like Me Conversations, where we discuss all things central to the Black LGBTQ community. Although some conversations intersect with the Black community as a whole. But either way, you're going to laugh, maybe even cry a bit, and you'll definitely learn and grow. It's time to start the show. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers.
What? It just popped up. I thought you was going to do something.
Good day, thinkers, thought leaders.
Yeah, keep on talking, child. We late, honey. We know.
No. You were late. I'm not late.
Boom, go there. My scoot your ass over, bitch.
This way?
Yeah, there you go. Boom. Okay, hey, here we are.
All right. We need some white folks working on staff. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart.
And I'm Derek J. And we are here with another episode of Gay Like Me. And yes, I was late today. I had to go to a birthday dinner, and they took forever to bring me back my damn credit card.
Don't you hate that?
I said, ma'am, I told you I had to be gone by 8:30. Why it took you so long to bring back my credit card? I do not know.
That was me Friday. I went to a birthday dinner, too, and I was late for my live on Friday. But anyway, we're here. And I'm already predicting that my friend is going to be a little squeamish in this conversation.
No, you know what? I prepared myself. I prepared myself mentally.
Okay.
For this conversation of sex and how do we prepare for sex.
Well, how did you prepare mentally for this conversation?
I thought about it a lot.
Okay.
I don't know what else to do, but I thought about it a lot. I'm calm, I'm zen, I'm here in a good space. Thank you, Nisi.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It's okay, Derek. Craig is always late. Girl, I have never been late for this. But I have been late on mine.
Yeah.
I've been late on mine.
So talk about that. So yes. Yeah, as y'all guys know, we have this conversation a lot. I have not had sex, but when we start talking about this conversation, I was like, that's also one of the reasons too, because there's so much that go along with, because I don't think I'm a top.
I'm laughing because you said, I don't think I'm a top.
Why are you laughing?
Well, because of the way you just gestured.
Oh, okay. I do know that there's a lot of preparation that comes with
getting
tapped. And I don't think that I don't want to do all that. It's a very...
You tried what? Communication as our partner, clarity as our friend. You tried to get tapped, or you tried to?
No, I tried to prepare. I tried to prepare.
Okay.
Just in case.
Because
I was one of my hoish friends, and they like to be. They say you should always be ready. So I tried to prepare, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot, and it takes time.
Yeah.
And then it takes a lot of time.
It's funny that you said, you got to be prepared. You said one of your friends said something about you always got to be prepared. Mm-hmm. I know folk that used to prepare, even if they didn't have anybody in mind that they were going to have sex with. For those of you who may not know what we're talking about, because I always try to meet people where they are. So if you're going to be on the receiving end as a gay man, you're trying to get fucked, you got to flush all of that food and stuff out.
Yes.
So you got to use an enema. But I know friends, I've had friends that, like if they were going to the club for that night, they would prepare
all day.
And they would fleet. Mm-hmm. And so that if they met somebody at the club and they were going to go home, they would already be prepared.
Yeah, that's just a lot of work. I just don't think I'm mentally prepared for.
Right.
Because I tried. It was like, Jesus, you got to do all this stuff. And then you got to sit there till it's all gone. This is a lot.
So, how I've been saying I wanted to set my intention for every conversation. So my intention for this conversation was really so that some young gay boy might come across this video at some point, because he may not have examples of gay people in his life. So maybe he'll come across this YouTube video and know how to prepare. And I don't mean just in terms of being penetrated. I mean just knowing how to go and shower all of your parts.
Gotcha.
Effectively. Because hygiene means different things for different people.
That is true. But then some people like different things.
Yeah.
But then also we do have women on this panel today.
Yes, we do.
So it's also yes. So it's also for women to have this conversation. But while we're here, you guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Share this conversation that we're having right now. Let's see, your eating habits play a factor in how long it takes also, and I eat terribly.
Well, bro, I didn't say it. You did.
Oh, no, I know. I'm not. Where are we talking?
Okay.
Bitch, you ain't no fucking nutritionist, so that's not.
I didn't.
I'm like, girl, you was giving what you're not gonna do is food shaming. You already do a lot of shaming, Greg. You already do a lot of shaming. Let's not do food shaming.
Well, here's what I was gonna say. What you said about what you said a moment ago, in terms of preparing, and people like different things.
Yes.
So once upon a time, there was a boy named Craig. And he had a little piece who liked me fresh from the gym.
Did you oblige?
I sure did. Well, he used to like, and then listen, we all grown, and we need the charger for the laptop.
That's right there.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, y'all.
I forgot to plug the computer up. Just rush and try to be on time.
Okay. So he used to like it fresh from the shower.
Fresh from the gym.
Fresh from the gym. And like he would literally tell me, "Don't you take no shower." Like he would hit me up. Again, this was a piece. This is several years ago. This was not recent, so please don't message me about Carlton. But this was years ago, and he would hit me up and be like, "Hey, what you doing? You know, you want to come through?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm leaving the gym." This is how I first found out that he liked it a little peppery. He liked a little salt, a little must. And so I would be at the gym, and he would hit me. I'm like, "Well, I just came from the gym. I'm about to go home. I need to go home and shower." He said, "Don't you go home." He said, "Come just like that, baby." I would put this dick in his mouth. "Excuse me, I'm sorry. We're talking honestly." He would go crazy. He would eat it up. He would, and he liked it. Now everybody didn't like it like that. Now I like you fresh out the shower because I want to, I want to do all of the things.
Now you're making me uncomfortable, Craig.
Am I?
Yes. Like we can't. Like, geez.
Well, I'm just trying to have an honest conversation.
I know, but look, I was prepared.
Is that why you twisted this piece of string?
Yes.
He got this little piece of string on his hand and he just twisting it. I'm like, he fidgeting with the string.
God, I'm like, now you're making me uncomfortable.
Okay, well, let me just say this last thing.
Say the last thing.
Okay, so the last thing is I like it fresh from the shower because but it's nothing wrong with.
Okay.
What happened?
I don't know.
But I do like sometimes, like when you just come straight home from work or whatever, when you just jump right into it. Not necessarily having doing anything oral, but like it's something really nice and special about just jumping right into it. You know what I'm saying? After a person's been working all day.
Okay, I hear you.
You know, like it doesn't always have to be right out of the shower, unless of course it's oral. Like I don't want it,
I hear what you're saying, Craig.
That's it. So we've assembled a panel of men and women and of all sexual persuasions, if you will. And we wanted to hear what you guys have to say. Like, what do you guys think? And, your perspective on all of this. Okay,
but so now that we know that that's not your thing. Well, it might still be your thing.
What's not my thing?
Be a peppery. So how do you prepare for sex, Craig?
I just got to have a nice, good shower.
Okay.
And get in all of the crevices.
Gotcha.
Situate my situation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I like spontaneity too. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I don't necessarily feel like you always got to prep.
Gotcha. So wait.
Sometimes I just want to roll over and get to it. You understand what I'm saying?
So
I'm not saying.
But also with that being said, are you okay with any consequences that may happen if you didn't give them a chance to prep?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I don't have a fetish where I want to see that.
Gotcha.
But, I don't mind if, a little something on the tip. Yeah. It made me feel like I really got to work. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
They are down in the.
No, they're not. They're
down there far enough.
But I know, but because I think about it, which was part of our bottom shaming conversation.
Exactly.
But the thing is that when you talk to women, and then once I'm gonna say this thing, we're gonna bring our panelists up. Mm-hmm. But when you talk to women that have anal sex with their husband,
they never prep.
And the men are like, "Oh, I mean, it's your ass. That's what happens." But gay men does not. That is
because and to your point, it's just like I'm not gonna, especially if I'm with somebody I love, somebody I'm with. Like I'm not gonna shame you and be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you with somebody and you're having sex on a regular basis, it's bound to happen. It's an ass, okay? For God's sake, it ain't a pussy. So
hey, but they make a mess too, ladies. We'll talk to you about that.
Amber in the comments, she said she prep her ass for anal sex. But I know a lot of women who enjoy anal play or anal sex, and they never. And I'm like, well, did you prep? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, girl, you done shit it all on that man's dick.
Who we bringing up first, Craig? Now let's start right here.
Okay, that's exactly where I wanted to go. All right, so we're gonna start with I Am Goddess. Hey, girl, hey. This is my girl. She's watching from Bali.
Oh my! You're all the way in Bali.
She's in Indonesia.
Yes. Can y'all hear me clearly? Like, do I sound like a robot over here? Because
no, you sound fine. You sound absolutely fine, baby.
I had no idea that I was gonna be over here rolling the way that I am. Craig, you are nuts. You are freaking nuts. But, okay, so here's the thing. My thing is this. I don't want to be laying down with no man who ain't fresh. I don't want to smell no balls. I don't want to go up under the balls and get a whiff of the booty. I don't want any of that. That's just automatic turn off for me. That's like, that's a deal breaker for me. But I'm the same way. Like I am obsessive when it comes to cleaning, when it comes to douching, when it comes to, I'm all about the aroma. Okay. But I did have a situation where I came from the gym and dude like ravishly tore down my workout pants. And I was like, no, let me go shower. And he was like, no, you don't need to shower. And now it kind of turned me on.
I know it did.
That he was all about the must, because I know I was not fresh that day. I know I wasn't fresh, but so I don't know. I wasn't even planning on going here. I was thinking more on the mental level.
Well, we'll come to that in a second.
Right,
but I just wanted to add to what you just said. So like with the little piece that I used to have. And see, the thing for me is I typically will shower before I go to the gym because I shower at night before I go to bed. And then I'm one of those people that I got to shower in the morning too, because you do sweat slightly when you're sleeping. You know what I'm saying? So I'll usually shower again in the morning. So I would shower before I go to the gym. So even if I did sweat a lot, I might have a little must down there, but it wasn't completely rank. You understand what I'm saying? So he wasn't getting 3 day worth of phone.
Now she over here want to be on some spiritual stuff, and you over here being a freakily. So with that being said, what is because the thing is, sex is a transfer of energies, it's bodies, it's energies mixing together. So how do you prepare for that?
Okay, so for me, if I'm coming to someone's house, if I'm coming to your house, then I'm planning on fucking. I'm just planning on fucking. So I've already washed. I've already done the whole booty crack. I got my wipes in my bag. You know what I'm saying? So when it's getting ready to go down, it's like, excuse me, babe, I got to go to the bathroom for a minute. And I my wipes and I do a refresher. You know, and
because you just sat in the car and went over there, and you might got a little, you know.
Right.
It might be 100-degree day.
Exactly. And I might even do a little whole bath in your sink. So, you know, that's how I prepare.
Yeah.
That's just me.
But
I don't want to be smelling, and I don't want to smell nothing. It's
right.
So the act of sex in general. Now, is that something you can just do with anybody, or do you have to be in a mental space with them to be able to have sex?
You know what? I've never been the type of individual to be able to have a one-night stand. That's just not something that I can do because, like you said, it's a transfer of energy, and I'm a real big energy person. So I don't want to share that or transfer any of that to just anybody. I have to have a connection with you. And you have to be able to fuck me mentally before I even consider the idea of laying down and sleeping with you. So that's just me personally. I can't, you can't call me up and be like, you know, I was thinking maybe we could, we're not doing no Netflix and chill. I'm just not that type of person. I have to have some sort of connection. You have to stimulate me mentally. You have to be worldly. You have to educate me. You have to wine me. You have to dine me. And then I have to kind of feel you out to see if
you've earned it
enough. Huh?
If you've earned it.
Yeah, exactly. So
it is so interesting. It takes a lot for you. And it's interesting that you say that because I do believe in the transferring of energy. And once I truly understood that, that was when I stopped getting into like pieces and dates and stuff like that. I really did. But it took some maturity, because what I will share with you is when I came into this community, and I don't say this lifestyle, but when I came into this community, I had all of those values that you were talking about right now. Like I couldn't even jack off with you if I didn't think it was going to materialize into something. But then, and I'm not blaming this on the gay community, but sometimes your surroundings start to impact how you think and how you move and how you feel. And so because I knew a bunch of people that were okay with casual sex and, you know, the little one-night stand here and there, I became okay with it. So it was almost like I abandoned some of my morals and values that I came into this community with. But I had to find that again. And once I found it again, I was back at that same thing that you're talking about now. Like, it was like, I can't just lay with you just because, you know, I'm horny, you know, and I've gone through periods where I was celibate for a period of time. And I think if people really understand that, especially people who keep saying, ladies and guys that say, I really want to find my person, I want to find my partner, you got to clear out that space, that energy. Where you got all these dates and pieces that you got to move all of that out the way for somebody of substance to really come through.
Now, can I ask you a question? How old are you, darling?
I am 50 years old.
Girl, yes, ma'am. Girl,
they are loving you in these comments. I don't know if you see them.
Yes, girl.
I don't know if you see them comments, but they are eating you up. They look. You might not be down with casual sex, but a few of these people done ate you out and they done fucked you sitting right here.
Now you about
Thank you. I can't see the comment.
Oh, okay.
Now, are you in Bali alone, or are you in Bali with company?
No, I'm completely alone. And that's another thing. I think that goes along with sex as well. You got to be able to be by yourself and love yourself, because a lot of times we'll lay down with people trying to look for love in all the wrong spaces and thinking that sex is going to fill that void that we're missing within ourselves. So no, I'm over here enjoying myself. I know what I like. I buy myself flowers. I masturbate. I have my favorite toys. You know what I'm saying? Because when I do find a partner, it will just be an added bonus to what I already got going on with me. I'm by myself, Derek.
Yeah. All right. So, girl, you gave me this. She just gave me all type of life right now.
I know.
So we're gonna drop you down. We're gonna bring you back up at the end for a roundabout. Thank you so much, darling.
Yeah,
Thank
I was so
y'all.
glad. I was so glad when I saw your email come through. You know that you wanted to be on this panel. I said, okay, good.
So we're gonna bring you back up at the end, okay, babe?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That's that good black.
Oh, good, honey, that black that don't crack.
Okay.
And her skin all golden.
Ain't it
glistening.
golden? Listen, one day she came on my live. She had just got out the shower. She ain't had nothing but a towel on. I said, well, girl, who you trying to entice?
I told you what you be over here doing. So let's start. Well, let's not start. Let's go here next.
Marvelous One.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Hey there.
How y'all
How are
doing?
you
I'm all right. Yourself?
doing? Was something falling?
No, I have my TV up here too, so I'm looking.
Okay. I was like,
Where are you watching from?
I'm watching from Staten Island, New York, aka New York City.
Okay.
all right. So why'd you want to be a part of this conversation?
Just the whole. I like the conversation of getting ready for sex because I'm always, not always, but when you're conversing with folks and trying to figure out, especially verse, top, and bottom, all that jazz. I'm like, listen, especially since I like to host, I'm like, I like to give bottoms that's not used to bottom or whatever, like key little situations or whatever. I'm verse, so I do it all. So I like to be able to help out who I can when it comes to the pleasures of the bedroom, especially since Miss Derrick is kind of nervous about it. So I like to be able to help you out a little bit.
Oh, child, honey.
Go on over there and let Marvelous.
Not that kind of way, Craig. That's my sister. Don't do all that. Don't you?
Okay.
You see, Greg messy.
It's so messy.
No, wait, Marvelous One. I was going to ask you to explain to the people watching, what do you mean when you say you host? We know what you mean, but there's some people that probably don't.
Okay, host is when people come to my house. I rarely go to somebody else's house because I work in hospitality. So I just know what I want when I go to somebody's house. So if a bottom comes to my house, they got what they need. If a top comes to my house, they know I have what they need. And just, I'm a good host. I offer drinks. I want that when I go to somebody's house. And a lot of people, especially in New York, it's like, girl, can I get some water? Can I get a towel to wipe myself off with, please?
Hello?
So, like,
I'm coming in there.
And no shade, New York.
No shade.
I'm not a New Yorker. I'm from the Midwest. But maybe that's just why I have that kind of common sense when it comes to that. I don't know.
No, because I have a lot of New York friends that, you know, New York's a very expensive place.
It is.
Hey, stop. Don't you start
It
that.
is.
So your verse.
Yes.
So when it's time to have sex, do you prepare everything just in case?
Or do you establish it before?
Okay, so first of all, I'm single. So therefore, as Ms. Goddard was saying, I have the energy, so I'm okay. I have enough energy, so I know about the transferring the energy and all that nature. So when it comes to, I do like to mingle. I mingle. So therefore, it just depends on who's coming over. I mean, if I know I'm meeting up with the verse, then of course I'm gonna prepare everything. But if I'm meeting up with the top, I'm gonna do what I need to do for the bottom. If I'm meeting up with the bottom, I'm gonna do what I need to do to be the top. And there's and since I'm very high maintenance when it comes to all that, so I take it to a whole nother level. So
You're high maintenance when it comes to what?
Just hygiene and preparations and all that. So
that's what we're talking about. So what's the whole nother level?
Whole nother level.
Yeah, you gotta talk to us, chat.
So Craig, we were talking about I think a few videos ago, preparing for this, you were talking about trimming and grooming and shaving and things of that nature. If you're a bottom, don't be coming to somebody's house and you having hairs growing in and you scraping up my dick. That's just that ain't how that works. And if you a top and you grooming your dick, I don't want your pubes chafing up my booty cheeks. Like I already did exfoliation in the shower. I don't need your pubes doing all that on my. That's a lot of work. And then if you're shaving this, when you give a head, you that shaves the dick, and they think you're using your teeth. But like, no, I'm not using my teeth. That's just my beard. Well, shave that beard up and trim that up nicely, neatly. That's how I feel when it comes to that. So it's just like I'm high maintenance when it comes to all that.
Now, have you ever had an instance where, especially since you said your verse, have you ever had an instance where maybe the top or the bottom wasn't fresh? Because there was something that I Am Goddess said earlier. She said when she going down, if she sucking dick, she don't want to smell no ass and all that other stuff.
Mhm.
I have a homegirl who told me one time she was sucking this guy's dick and she could smell his ass. It smelled like complete shit, and she was just
Well,
turned off.
that happens quite a bit, especially with trade, and so it's like, that's a difficult topic because I feel like we'll put up with what we want to put up with. So it's like you get that little cute little thing, whatever. You're like, okay, I smell a little sweaty balls. I'll suck a little sweaty balls. Now, I'm
laughing because I know my friend over here getting a little anxious.
I'm high maintenance, so they're not gonna smell no sweaty balls from me. But I can suck a little sweaty balls, a little rank ass or whatever. But I don't want no tissue balls in your booty cheeks. I want to be able to taste, as you said, water. Now me, I use toothpaste, so you gonna get
toothpaste to do what?
Down there below. So you
wait.
So
what does the toothpaste do?
So you prep with your the enema, whatever, and sometimes you want to. I use toothpaste, not the same toothpaste you brush your teeth with. You go to the dollar store and you get like a little toothpaste thing or a little travel size toothpaste. Get a little bit on your finger, rub it on your booty, and then you shower. That knocks out and cancels out all that shitty smell down there. So when you do get ready to get eaten up, it works. It works. I'm telling you, it works. Now don't use the same toothpaste you brush your teeth with. Now that ain't hygienic. You get
see again. Communication is our partner. Clarity is our friend. You can have some people out here with Crest. You can have some people with Crest in their ass.
Well, no, he's saying you can use Crest, but just get your
you use it, but you shout, but not the same one you brush your teeth with. You go to the dollar store.
So you are using toothpicks. It's not the one you use to brush your teeth.
Yes, but not the same tube that you're using to brush your teeth. Two separate tubes.
See, learning new tricks.
It helps.
You might want to share that with your partner.
Now you're not leaving the toothpaste on your ass. You still gonna hop your ass in the shower.
Right. But that's some old New York shit. I ain't never heard of that.
That ain't no New York shit. That's just my shit. I told you I'm high maintenance. I'm a different level. That's
okay.
But I'm just high maintenance. It's just like you never gonna leave my house and have an accident and say you had an accident with me. So that's never gonna be the case.
What's interesting to me though is, because again, I've had hookups before, and it's so I would say, I'm fresh, I'm ready to go, and then you get down in that neither region,
and it's not so fresh.
And I'm like, well, what kind of shower did you take? What kind of preparing ma'am?
But at the same time, it's an asshole. So
yeah, but it still ain't so.
You can tell when somebody is showering, when somebody ain't showering, when somebody prepped.
Absolutely.
I tend to let the dog out. I'm listening.
No, absolutely. But there's definitely a difference. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, there are things that I'm willing to be okay with someone that I have a rapport with.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like, if you fresh off the street and this is our first time going there, you need to be spotless.
Period.
I don't want to smell no odor.
I guess.
You all right, Miss Derrick?
I'm okay. I'm listening. I'm learning.
Watch this. Now, even though you've not had penetrative sex,
yes,
is there anything that you require when you do what you do?
Well, I don't do it often. But you gotta be clean. I'm not a musty.
So you don't like a little must down there?
No, God, no.
So have you ever been with somebody and there was a little must and you were like,
I make them take a shower.
Because I have definitely told. I'm like, oh, you ain't right down there. I mean, I don't say it like that.
You probably do.
No.
I say it like that.
see, that's in New York. He said it just like that.
But I do agree with him with the fact that it depends on who you're dealing with, what type of man you're dealing with.
Right.
If you're dealing with
a street nigga,
it's like
you got to give them a pass for being funky in the ass.
You don't give them no pass, no. But you
just understand what
you're getting into.
What you're getting into.
Okay.
My one friend said though, he brings them. He said, but you bring them home. You give them a whole experience. You give them a bath.
I put a little soap on my middle finger and I go in that crack.
He said he drop a little bleach in the water too.
Oh no, I get in the shower with him, and I put. Well, this is my former life. I talk about it in my first book.
So they didn't be here. I'm asking all these questions already. Like, where are you coming from? Like,
Look,
like,
if you didn't, look,
don't come in messing my bathroom up either. Like,
look, for the New York children, because if you didn't came from Brooklyn to Queens and you on the train, girl, your ass might be stinking. It's a 90-degree day. By the time you get to the house, you might need a refresher.
Exactly. A mess. And then I had to say something real quick. Miss Goddess is all essence of her name, Goddess. Down boots. Oh, yes, I love her. Is. Oh my goodness.
Marvis, we're gonna drop you back down. We're gonna bring you back up at the end, okay, Down?
All right, thank you.
Oh my goodness. I'm learning today.
Yeah.
Who did not know about the toothpaste trick?
I've never heard that. Now I've heard some things in the gay community because like if you got bags under your eyes, you know what they do for that?
A preparation?
Yeah, the gays know that you put a little preparation. I've never done that. And you got to be careful if you do it. So don't go slapping that shit on your eye and getting your eyes. It's going to fuck your eyes up. But the preparation H, of course, is for hemorrhoids. So it shrinks them up. So if you got bags under your eyes, you put a little bit under your eyes, it'll snatch those bags up. So I've heard that, but I've never heard that trick with.
And Marvin said he had maintenance.
Right. All right, well, we're going to go to our girl, Shaniqua.
Oh, my God.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, boy, hey. Oh, my God. Marvelous is marvelous, okay? He going to have people's assholes on fire, okay? Somebody said with that Listerine douching, okay?
Right.
He said that's his trick.
Woo, Jesus. Okay, I'll drink to that.
Okay. Right. Where are you watching from, Shaniqua?
I am from the DMV, Baltimore, baby. Woohoo.
21215. What's your zip code?
It's 21001.
21001. Where is that?
In the suburbs.
So she's not really in Baltimore. She's giving Dunwoody, Atlanta teas.
What city? What suburb you in?
In Bel Air, Aberdeen.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm from the ATL. I'm from the
ATL
from Gwinnett County.
Okay. So why did you want to be part of this conversation now?
Well, I thought I was going to educate somebody, but I'm being educated, okay? I guess I just wanted to just tap in. It's mental for me, you know? And I guess there's a difference between sex and intimacy, okay?
Yeah.
And so if you just having sex, you just got to have your bag of tricks, okay?
Yeah.
So, it just depends on what you're trying to do. If it's sex, then yeah, I'll lick your sweaty balls. I will. Because guess what? Sex is just sex, but intimacy is totally different. So I guess one of the things that I do to prepare mentally is start in the morning. I have the red light, green light system. So
yeah,
I start off with the yellow light. Okay. That means, okay, I might be feeling you. So at home, when you come and you see that green light up there, okay, that means go. Don't pass go. Don't take no shower. Just get in where you fit in. Okay. You see? Another thing that I do.
Go ahead.
Is I make sure that my toys are all charged up, because that's the worst thing in the world, to get it going and your toy fail. So that's another thing that I do. Another thing is because, like you say, straight men, they don't wash. So I make sure I have these because I don't want no shit in my fingernails.
So you put that on your finger before you get the fingering?
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Have you had an experience with a man when you tried to finger him and he was like, he moved your hand or he didn't like it?
No, because mentally I prepare him, because most people don't know that the men's G-spot is in their anus.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. And so I prepare them by gently massaging outside below the balls, right in that G-spot, and have them shaking and shit.
That's called the perineum.
Yes.
That seam between the balls and the asshole.
Yes.
That's called the perineum.
And so you suck on it, you lick on it,
yes.
you massage it. You
get your cough drop, put in your mouth, and then have you
get your little cream. you know, and you massage it and you gently touch it, and you know they're in there, and then you stick, and then you gently slow get the smallest plug, you know, the small one. I'm just, hey, y'all said we're gonna be real. So I get the small plug and it's real, so they don't know if it's my finger or the plug. And if they can take the small plug, then you go to the next plug. And then before you know it, they're plugged and they're shaking and they enjoy it. And I explained to them as a sex therapist that that's where your G spot is. You don't have to feel like you're gay or whatever. But because they do not clean and they do not dish, I make sure I have the necessary things because shit does come out. And I don't want no shit underneath my fingernails.
I know that's right.
That's nasty.
You know, you brought up two really interesting things. And I've had this conversation so many times with some of my female friends, you know, who have called and asked me, well, do you think he's gay because he likes for me to play with his ass? My thing is, and I've said this, and it's sometimes so hard having this conversation with some Black people, not all, because some women, some Black women just think, I don't want no man who like me to play in his ass. That is not an indication that he's gay. No. Just because he wants you to finger his ass, because like Shaniqua said, whether you're gay or straight, a man's G-spot is in his asshole. Mm-hmm. And so just because he wants 12. Right. And just because he wants one of the 12. And just because he wants a woman to play with his ass doesn't mean he wants to lay with me or Derek or another man. That's not the case.
And so once they get over that phobia, then that's some of the best sex. I mean, not even sex. They can make some good love. That dick grow big because they're excited. It makes them. Yeah, it does. It's like some of the best ever. And so, yes, I want you to do me too because it feels great. I'm not.
And when they come with your finger in their ass.
Yes, that's it. I mean, they're done for the night.
Like they said, Narcotics Anonymous. Keep coming back. Keep coming.
Yes, for real. So my sister, my sister's watching tonight. Her name's Katira. She has no idea. She was like, "Girl, you must have that platinum poo." No, I got single condom, boo. It ain't about nothing. But if you hit their G spots, that's the thing. Mm-hmm. That's
it. But then you say there's 12 G spots.
Yes. So
you said there,
like right between your legs.
We can't hear.
We can't hear you. Hold on 1 second.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, Shaniqua. We can't hear you. But while we're waiting for that sound, can you guys still hear me? What's going on? Mm-hmm. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. While we're waiting for that sound to come back in, I will say this. Something that Shaniqua said made me think about the United States versus Billie Holiday. I don't know if you guys have seen that film yet, but it was really, really good. I watched it yesterday. But the point of me bringing it up is because Billie Holiday had been molested as a kid when she was 10 years old. She was raised in a whorehouse. Her mom was a whore. And she had always been fucked. She had never been made, no one had ever made love to her. And so something that you said, Shaniqua, made me think of that. When you say, I'll lick your sweaty balls because if it's just a fuck, it's just a fuck. And there was a moment in the film where she's with Trayvante, the guy who played in Moonlight. He becomes her love interest, and she's become accustomed to just fucking. Mm-hmm. Right. But there's a moment where he says to her, "No, we're not doing it like that this time." Right. And he made love to her, and it fucked her up because she had never been caressed that way. Mm-hmm. Right. So it was interesting.
And it's different, especially as a sex therapist, if you have been violated. You know, certain things you can't do because I like a little choking. You know, I like you to smack. I do. I like you to beat me a little bit. But some people, they can't. Yes, hit that. Okay.
I like to smack a little ass.
But some people can't do that because it shuts them down. So you have to prepare mentally and you have to know what you're going to do. Are we just going to fuck? Because I want you to get in and get out so I can go to bed. Are we going to make love? You know, so it just depends. And when I do tantric massages, we don't even penetrate. It's all about the connection. I mean,
can you explain tantric massages for the people that are listening that may not know?
So a tantric massage is where basically only one person is doing the touching. So let's say me and Derek, all right? He would be as comfortable as he feels as far as clothing. Some people are naked, some people have on underwear. Okay.
Right.
And I would massage you like a normal massage. However, we're mostly on the floor. And so therefore, instead of just rubbing you, I would lay on you while I'm rubbing you. And I would do it not in a deep penetration, but just as a sensual, so that you can feel. And a lot of my clients are men that have erectile dysfunction, and they just want to get those feelings back. So it's all about feelings. It has nothing to do with sex. And you're not supposed to even end it with sex, but it's all about a connection.
Right.
So a lot of times when couples have issues, I'll do couples tantric massage where they come together and they learn. So
yeah, that's awesome.
So before we got cut off, can you? Where are some other places, some other G-spot places on men?
All right, so in the prostate area, you can do like milking inside of the groin area, right when the groin touches, and you can massage that, and it's almost like the what is it? The sciatic nerve. So right in between your groin, right there where your hips and stuff connect, if you push that gently and massage while you're sucking, it grows.
You know what I like to do right there in that spot, Shaniqua? I like to press my tongue real hard.
Yes. And my thing is it is the best feeling ever. Yeah. And so that's one of the things with tantric massage. You get to know that person, and you can feel, and you can, the way they move and manipulate, you can tell where their spots is. So yeah.
Wow.
So what do you do?
I know, Shaniqua. We ain't talking about me today, girl. We were talking about y'all.
Well, you got to shave. My mom, I've learned not to douche, because douching makes your chemical imbalance, your balance off, your probiotics and your pH. So if you want to be fresh, ladies, I'm talking from a Georgia peach here, a girl raised in the South, eat some peaches, pineapples. You have to eat healthy, and then it will come out fresh.
Oh, you cut off a little bit for it. What is going on today?
Hold on, Shaniqua. Last thing we heard was eat some peaches.
Hold on 1 second. What is happening today?
You still hear us?
I hear you.
Okay,
there we go.
Go ahead. Okay. So you said eat some peaches, and then what?
Pineapples, lemon water, so that your pH balance will be okay, instead of douching, because that for me, it makes my pH off balance, and then I'll have a yeast infection, and you don't want that. You don't want the milk.
Okay. Okay.
Whew. So then we're gonna drop you down because we got one more person to bring up, but we're gonna bring you back up at the end, because everybody in the comments is you are educating, and everybody
they loving
what you got to say over here. So we're gonna bring you right back up, okay, Dial? I'm learning today.
I've learned some stuff too now.
So you gonna use that toothpaste trick?
No. I'm gonna leave that tomorrow. Now, for those of you though that you don't know about the cough drop, though, you get you a cough drop.
I know about the cough drop.
Put it in your mouth, get that menthol going, and you get the licking and sucking on that. It'll open it, and then you blow on it after you suck on it, because it open up the pores.
Hey, cousin Ben.
Hey, boy, hey.
Hey.
I missed that one.
Yeah. What's going on?
I'm well. How are you all?
We are great.
Good.
Thank you. So you obviously, well, I'm seeing you've been laughing the whole time.
The entire time.
You've been, so I saw that you've been hearing and understanding what's going on. But why did you want to be part of this conversation?
Okay, so first of all, because Derek, you just dressed. Let me get ready, all the way ready. Let me. I mean, just so I can be ready, so I can be presentable.
I just came.
Okay, okay, I'm good. I just had to. Oh, but still. Okay, so I first want to say once again, thank y'all for having me. And I have learned so much just sitting here and soaking up the knowledge and recalling some of my own experiences, and how even some of the things you're always saying about mentally preparing, that process, the additional steps to preparation that far exceed the physical process. So I'm grateful to have just learned so much already, from sitting here listening. And one thing I will say, as far as my own personal experiences and how I feel like I can relate to what is being said, is my first experience was when I first had moved here to Atlanta, which was March, actually in a few days, March 9th will be 4 years. And so when I got here, yes. And so when I got here, probably I moved in with who I didn't know he was, but with my gay cousin and his boyfriend. And so they really kind of just took me under their wing, and they started teaching me different things and sharing different things with me, just as far as even me just welcoming community. And so probably, 3 months after that, it wasn't really that. I don't know if that's 3 months. Let me see if I'm doing my math correct. Yeah, June. So June, I met a guy, and at the time I was staying in a rooming house. And so he was literally the next room over. And he, long story short, he knocked on my door, standing there in nothing on but his drawers. And I'm like, nigga, what you thought? What you come for? Excuse me, because I never had the experience before. So I'm like, what you thought was gonna happen? I mean, he was ready.
Did you let him in?
Not that night, because honestly, and that was something. Craig, I'm not going through this with you. No, I didn't, because one, that's where I first realized about myself how, I would say, sensitive I am, or how some of those values or those morals that you spoke of earlier. I grew up in a 2-parent home where, and growing up in church. And so what the doctrine about marriage and sex was, as it relates to who you're sleeping with and who you're intimate with, and who you're having sex with. Some of those morals were still very present in my mind at that moment. And so I was like, I ain't finna do nothing with him. We ain't talk. I don't know nothing about him. I'm not about to just hop in no bed with him. I was, proverbially doing all the neck rolling. I wasn't, I didn't do all that in front of, I was just stone cold face and just listening to him, Barbara Walters, interview eyes. And so, but I didn't. I said, well, after he told me about himself and who he was, and that one, that he was down low, and two, that he was significantly older than me, because at that time I was 25 and he was almost 52.
Oh.
So, so me, that was one thing too. I was like, ooh, okay, I guess if we do this, I'm gonna be, going to town with Grandpa. But he was fine, and he looked good. So I mean, I don't know if I might not mind this. But long story short, no, go ahead.
Okay, so Cousin B, because I see you talk like Craig talk, honey. You just go off on a tangent. So the question is for you: How do you get ready for sex, Cousin Ben?
Okay, well, kind of to segue from that story from the first time,
Mm-hmm.
when the first time we had sex, because we did end up, doing the downtown boogie, and so and I was on top, and it was my first experience, so I didn't have any clue about really what to do, but that was what he wanted. So the first time, literally, we got going and got to wrestling, and we were only like a few minutes in, and next thing I know, I'm like, I can't even explain to you what the horror that attacked my nostrils, because it was an attack. I didn't press charges, but it was an attack. So long story short, my ego got involved. So I was like, no, let's just keep going now. Let's just, spray something in the room, keep going. Even though it stunk, I was like, no, let's, I'm excited. This is my first time. I don't want the moment to stop. But still, I'm like this smells absolutely horrendous. So after that, we had about a 3-week, rendezvous every other day after that, but that's neither here nor there. Fast forward to probably about
press
summer
pause.
last year.
Wait, what you want to do?
Press pause.
Press pause.
Because child, you still even answer the damn question. We asked you
How do you
prepare for sex? And you talking about something?
No, that's what I was getting to. That's what I was getting to. Because that moment I had not prepared. That moment taught me about preparation and how to. From what I felt about that moment, when last year when I was in the experience where I'll just fast skip some other moments, but last year, because June of last year, that was the last time I had actually been close to being intimate with someone.
We need some cliff notes, honey, because you can tell the story, baby.
I'm doing my best. What I did was, for me, when me and the guy, we thought we were going to go there. I was wanting to try the experience of being a bottom. So, and that was what he wanted. So I felt like I was willing to go there with him. And so what I did was I went to, what's the place? I don't want to call a lot of names, but it's, one of the famous spots in Atlanta, sex shops. But I got stuff for an enema. I got, condoms and different things just to make sure I was ready. And I made sure I cleaned that toot. I mean, it was so, so fresh and so clean, Andre 3000, Outkast, because that experience scarred me mentally. Like, I was like, oh no, you won't be no Snicker bar effect coming from me. So we won't have no chocolate covered peanuts over here, so that was how I learned, just speaking about all the other experiences, I learned from a bad experience, quote unquote, for me, to what I wanted to do and how I wanted to make sure I was prepared for that experience, even though, long story short, I'm mad about it because we didn't end up doing nothing. And as far as the thing about being prepared all day, I went all day, didn't eat anything, I went to the bathroom and I was hot tamale hot. But the point of it is that was how I prepared, and I was more conscientious of how I felt about the moment when someone had not prepared for me. I felt like someone had not prepared for me, to where that made me feel like I wanted to make sure I was prepared for another person. So that's been my experience of the few times, long story long at this point,
Right, yeah, don't you say long story short, no more damn time. Big girl, you didn't take Big, you didn't take me out today, baby.
Look, normally they hate to see you run commercials. They begging for commercials now.
Big, you didn't take us out, Big. So I'm about to round you up.
Oh,
so basically, the 52-year-old man had a stanky ass, which made you understand what you need to do for yourself when it was time for you to buy them. And that's why, so that now you make sure that you was clean when it was time for you. See how I did that in about 3 seconds? Girl, it took you 15 minutes to tell the story. But but the thing is, you got
don't do me like that, though.
Okay. So Ben, we're gonna click you down, Ben.
We may not bring you back for the roundabout. You said enough here.
Ben, we're gonna click you
Craig,
down.
don't you act like that now. Don't you act like that now.
If I ask you a question to get your ass started again, you may not stop.
We'll be here at 10:30.
So let me click you back down. So we're gonna click Cousin Ben down, child.
Oh my God, that thing needed somebody to talk to.
Cousin Ben had a story to tell, honey, and you was gonna listen. Long story short,
this quarantine and did him in. He had to get some things off his chest.
Long story short,
somebody said this is the longest story short ever. Y'all are terrible in these comments. Listen, not only do y'all fry us up when y'all email us, but y'all fry these people up in the comments.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, y'all something else. When I say y'all something else, y'all are something else.
So, okay.
Get your bearings.
Right. Jesus. But I I enjoyed the story.
I did too.
It was just you went all the way around the block, girl.
He gave us details.
Full details.
I could see what color the man had on. He had on jeans.
I thought that she was going to sleep with the cousin's boyfriend. Child, the cousin, the boyfriend, he was at the cousin's house with the boyfriend. I thought that was like a happen. I was like, well, dude.
Right.
This is a good story. But then next thing you know, some 52-year-old.
And I thought he was staying with the cousin and the boyfriend. And next thing I know, he in a rooming house.
But thank God he would.
He didn't tell us when he moved. Thank God he didn't tell us when he moved.
But we was listening, Cousin Ben. We was listening. We know the story. Now, I am Goddess. I see you down there taking a little bite. Can we bring you back up, baby? Okay, so bring. Let's see, she ready? I am down there taking a little bite. Can we bring you back up, baby?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Okay, so bring. Oh, so turn down your turn down what you listen to us on, because we get an echo.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn down my sound.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah. So you've been listening to all the people, all the panelists that was here, and we like to do this roundabout to kind of give us your final thoughts when it comes down to a woman getting ready to have sex, especially because you are a woman of a certain age, and so you've been through the goods, the bads, the uglies. So when it's for these young women getting ready to come out there and have sex and be able to exchange their energy with someone, what advice would you give them?
My advice is really just be okay with you. The sex is a bonus. Be okay loving yourself. That's what it boils down to. It boils down to self-love. Because there were so many times, you guys, that I did not prepare mentally because of all the childhood stuff and all the childhood trauma. I carried that into bed with me, and I couldn't really even enjoy sex enough to have a voice to say, hey, nah, put my leg down, that hurt, or that doesn't feel good, or I don't want to do it that way. I don't like it in that position because of all the stuff on the inside that I had healed. And then I call myself getting into bed with somebody and I'm carrying that energy too. So really, it was me pleasing the partner rather than pleasing myself. So my advice would be, ladies, I mean, damn, you could be a bad motherfucker in the bed with somebody if you feel good about yourself. Period.
Mhm.
If you love
Yeah.
yourself, period. You got to be okay with you before you take any of your stuff to the bed with somebody else. So the preparation actually starts before you even find a partner, before
Yeah.
you even find out what you do like. You got to like you. So that's my
Yeah.
advice.
That was big.
That is. So, and I want to ask you a question that Shaniqua brought up. A question that I want to ask you a question from a thing that Shaniqua brought up is that between the sex and the intimacy part. Now, because you do take time to have sex, is your sex always intimacy? Am I'm asking that right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you, because you said you're not a one night stand type of girl. So when you decide to do it, is it always an intimacy moment with you, or is it sometimes still just sex?
Well, for me, it has to start off at least with the intimacy. I think if that is kind of the gateway to whether or not I trust you or not to maybe have anal. I've never had anal before, but I'm not against it. I'm not opposed to it, but I have to be able to trust you. I have to be able to, you know, have you understand me and be gentle with me before I even go there. So for me, yeah, I've been fucked before and I like to be fucked, but I like to build that intimacy before I go there.
Yes, I get that, because there's a distinction, because sometimes when you're with that person that you trust, sometimes it is making love and sometimes you just want to fuck.
Right.
Yeah, I get
But
that.
I don't want just anybody fucking me, because I'm
Yeah.
especially
Right.
if it ain't a good fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Yes.
yeah, it has to start with the intimacy for me, Derek.
But I love you.
Mhm.
You know, and I appreciate you being here with us. You know, showing us. And you know, y'all didn't get to see y'all seeing her from the neck up. We got to see you walk away, and I was like, "Well, damn, this lady is fine." I was like, "Now you know what?"
Because she works out and
I
everybody.
was like, "Now wait a minute, now I don't like no women." I said, "But this is a fine woman over here, honey." So I just want to say thank you for gracing us with your presence, with your beauty, and with your knowledge today, all the way from Bali. What time is it there?
It is 11:07 here in Bali in
In the morning.
In the morning.
Wow.
But yes, I want to say, I would say thank you for being a part of this, and I learned so much from you, and you know, just you.
Well,
Okay,
thank
you
you
hear it,
guys. I really appreciate you having me here on your platform. And Craig, that's one of the reasons why I follow you. And now, Derek, I'm following you. Derek, I love y'all dynamic together. You are you so like, girl, no, hold up. No, you'll tell Craig in a minute. But I follow you, Craig, because we have the same belief systems as far as caring for oneself, self-care, you know.
Yes.
And we're all on our own journey. So
Yes.
you carried me through this whole pandemic since the beginning.
Wow.
I've been watching you.
Wow.
I've been here for a year now, and I've been watching you for a year. So I appreciate everything that you guys bring to the forefront as well, because I'm learning as well, you know. So thank you so much. I have fun.
Thank you. You know, one last thing. I don't know why are you there for work?
No, I'm here for it's just a part of the process of me loving me and you know, being on my own spiritual journey. So
yes.
I just wound up here in Bali, and yeah, but I'll be coming back to Atlanta soon. I hope can I share my handles for people to follow me?
Yes.
If you guys are interested in learning more about self-love and self-care and, you know, this whole spiritual thing that I'm doing, if you're interested in following my journey, you can do so at Instagram. I am Goddess 1, the number 1. And I'm here on YouTube as well. I am Goddess TV. So
yes,
I welcome you. And if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have anything you want to share with me, I'm open to that as well. So thank you guys.
Thank you, baby.
Bye.
Bye.
Who you want to go to?
Child. I see Ben still down there, child. I don't know if Ben, we gonna come up pop. We gonna say Ben for last, child.
Well, girl, you might want to get him now while we got other people waiting, because then we can usher Ben out.
Let's go to Marvelous.
Ben, we just playing with you, you know.
Unmute yourself, babe.
Marvelous over there falling out.
Right.
Oh, y'all are too much. I appreciate y'all for having this conversation, and all y'all conversation and topics are just amazing. And I just wanted to join into one that's familiar with me, and this was fun. Y'all are a fool.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here. So for a young gay man that, like we said,
Hey, wait a minute. Who said I was gay? Wait a minute. No, I'm kidding. I'm gay as all.
I gotta look back to who the hell you talking to? I gotta look back to shit. Somebody else in the room? But for a young gay guy that may come across this live, you know, and he's want to try sex for the first time and want to be like, what advice would you give him since you do both from a top end perspective?
Well, I would definitely, because I was looking at the comments, douching is very important. At the same time, we are not douching because we are constipated. So with that fluid that comes in that bottle, you do not need to use that whole fluid, because that fucks up our insides as well. And especially if you plan on doing it right, if you're doing it right before sex, that makes it a little bit more uncomfortable. That chemical does make the inside of you a little bit more on the rawer side, if you know what I mean, as far as just sensitive. It makes it a lot more sensitive. So you want to take at least most of that fluid out of that bottle and use your warm water or cold water to flush that out. You don't need that chemical. It's for people that are constipated and that has problems using the bathroom. Of course, they have those bottles on the website that you can refill yourself. But when you're young and stuff of that nature, you are just entering sexual for the first time or whatever, you can easily access those at your CVS's and Walgreens. But that solution is not good just to be using on a regular basis to be cleaning your asshole out. That's what I will say.
Mm-hmm.
And the toothpaste is not a necessity. Like I said, I'm a different kind of person. At the same time, you're not letting the toothpaste sit like Nair and you're just putting it just to get rid of that smell. You hop in the shower. You're not using it like
Nair.
Some lotion or whatever.
Now, because you did say so, and also be here because, like you said, when Clarity is our partner,
communication is our partner, Clarity is our friend.
So you said douche, but we're talking about using the fleet. Men shouldn't be using no douche.
Well, yes, sorry. Well, because I was looking at the comments, people saying douching in the back, but yes, Fleet is the brand. Enema is what you're looking for. So don't
yeah.
Brand. Enema is what you don't want to use that enema saline solution as just a regular thing to clean out your booty, because that's not good. We're not constipated. At least for the most part, you're not constipated. But like as you guys were mentioning earlier, some people prepare the whole day. But if you're getting like a last minute call, you want to probably use a little bit of that saline solution just to
a last minute call.
Oh, okay. Come on, don't act brand new. But yeah.
Thank you, Marvelous. And thank you for
much.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Have a great night. Thank you.
You too.
Okay, Cousin Ben, before we bring you up, you got 60 seconds to say whatever you got to say. Okay? You with me? Move out the way. Nod your head yes, so that you understand what I'm saying to you. Okay. Hey, Cousin Ben, welcome back.
Hello. And I am going to keep it within your time period. I do want to address just one thing. I'm grateful for y'all having me. And yes, I saw somebody comment, was I nervous? I'm very nervous. And I'm grateful because I always like, I know, but I would say this, why I'm grateful for this platform, because I did feel like it took me a long time to become confident in myself, because I felt like when I was younger, I didn't have the spaces to express myself. So I'm still currently working through those emotional issues and all those different things. So long story, really short for real. I thank y'all for having me. I'm grateful for this platform and what y'all are doing. Just by offering all these different perspectives for us to learn and grow and grow from. And so I'm just thankful for y'all. Once again, thank you for having me.
Okay. Now I'm about to ask you a question, and I just need you to answer the question. Okay.
I got you.
For a young man that may be watching this, and we heard your experience, but what advice did you give them for their first time having sex?
I would say, if there's anything you're not sure about, lay down your pride that would inhibit you from asking someone advice about what to do. If you feel like you need advice to prepare, lay down your ego to the side and lay your pride to the side, and make yourself vulnerable. Allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to reach out and ask for help, because that was what I will say is that was the difference between my first time and my last experience. The last experience I had, when I knew I was ready for that, I called my best friend and I said, "Hey, I don't know what to do to get ready. Do you know what to do?" And he didn't know, because he was more on the other. He said, "No, look, I'm used to topping. I can't tell you about that. Let me put my roommate on the phone. He can tell you XYZ about what to do and how to prepare yourself." So that's what I would say. Seek counsel. If you feel like you just don't know, that's why I appreciate you all and y'all are a part of my village. And I appreciate you all, because I get so much counsel and wisdom just from watching sometimes these videos and these lives. So that's what I would say. Seek counsel and wisdom. And thank you to all the other people who left us great nuggets, because I learned so much from Marvelous and Goddess and the other lady Shaniqua. I learned so much from each one of them tonight, tips that I can take and use in my life. And so once again, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Cousin Ben.
Thank you, Cousin Ben.
See, look, Cousin Ben got it right together.
He sure did.
He gave good information.
He said, "Fuck you, hoes." He said, "Fuck you, hoes." I'm gonna say what I got to say.
Well, you know what he did say was very good information. Seek counsel. Don't make you.
Yeah.
Don't just go up the radio to it. You know, I talk to my friends about it all the time. That's why I know I don't feel like doing all that. Not just be fucking.
Right.
You know, when I finally find someone that I want to share that part of me with, then yes, I would take. But not just be out there just to go to the club on Friday night. I'm not going to go through all that. You crazy? It's too much work. Let's bring up Shaniqua.
Okay. And we're going to, Shaniqua, to round it out for us, take your mute off.
You mute.
Hit it one more time. Hit it twice.
Can you unmute? Okay.
All right.
Okay.
There we go. So Shaniqua, you heard all the conversations
and everything that Cousin Ben said.
And everything that you heard, everything Cousin Ben had to say. So what information would you give to round it out for just women? Well, just being intimate and having sex, just in general. How would you round this conversation off?
Well, like I Am Goddess said, love yourself first. You know, you have to be able to love yourself, be comfortable with who you are. Because if you're not comfortable, whether you're big, small, or whatever, you're not going to be able to enjoy it, because you're thinking about your own issues. And like Ben said, seek wise counsel. That's what the word says, seek wise counsel. Someone who's done that before, especially someone that's a virgin, you know, because I was just told don't do it. So I did it. And the first time I got pregnant, that's why I got Tyrone. Okay. So yeah, Tyrone. So make sure you use protection. You know, if it's your first time, use protection, because my thing is that we're still in a day and age where there are things and you have to love yourself. And even like Tyrone's dad would say, "Oh, you can't get pregnant on the first time." I'm here to tell you, you can't. Okay. And the other thing for women who are not being satisfied, because a lot of women come to me when they're not being satisfied, is because you go with the status quo. You just get into the routine. Okay. So therefore you have to try some things. And I do want to encourage, some of the women to talk about anal sex with their spouses, educate them on the different G spots, the nipples, the frenulum, it's like the glute muscle, like right in the sacrum at the back, your nipples, suck your thumbs. You never know, when you suck a thumb, it emulates that sucking of the penis. Suck the thumb and stroke the penis. There's different things that you can do to make your bedroom life better. So I would just say prepare mentally. If you have to even prepare your spouse, use the red light, green light situation that I gave. If you're feeling it, text them a green light. They know it's on. Because sometimes you just come and you want to, like, sometimes I'm standing there washing dishes and I wear dresses all the time. He just pulled that dress up and bang, 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 and roll out. And I'm like, woo. And sometimes you want to do that. But then sometimes, like I say, you have to prepare the mood. You have to bring out your toys. You have to do those things. So just mentally be prepared and love yourself. That's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then how can we get in touch with you, Shaniqua?
Because they're asking for your social media.
I don't have a social media.
Oh,
okay.
You that girl.
I am that girl.
If you know, you know, and if you don't, get to know.
And my thing is that because I am really busy, and I do a lot of coaching and teaching. I do a lot of live things and a lot of interaction. So I'm not the social media, but I love Craig. I love Craig. So I just started following. And my thing is, all the topics are so very good. And one of the topics for me was when you guys did the parents of the LGBT. Because my daughter, she's 11. She has been traumatized by my relationship with her father, her seeing her sister's relationship with her boyfriend. And so, Mom, I like girls. I said, okay, that's fine. But I want you to really know that you like girls. And because I was a pastor's wife, that hook, the freaky little pastor wife, the pastors like this too. Okay, I'm just saying.
Come on, Pastor.
Okay, preach. My thing is that I wanted to be able to share with her. And so we watch you together. And when I say she loves it, and so it helps. It really helped me to understand. And even though I was open, because my sister is married to she has a wife, very open. It's different when it's your own children. And it really was, I still love you, but it still didn't fit. Yeah. It was an adjustment. Yeah. And so my thing is that that's why I started watching. So, but I bought some books. You have my information, and look at my sister talk about she telling the truth. And so my thing is, my sister is encouraging me to do more online stuff, especially because of COVID. So I'm gonna get out there.
Well, they just sat there and said we need her for a full show. So when we come back to a show, we want to have you back.
And
okay?
I'll even bring a demonstrator so I can show you some of those spots. I'll I'll show you where to touch and all those things. So.
Oh well, yeah, we're gonna talk to you. We're gonna set that one up.
All right.
Because we actually the crazy thing about you guys. Oh well, thank you. I want to say thank you, and we'll be in touch with you. Okay, darling.
All right.
Thank you. So with that being said, the crazy thing about it, you guys, is that we did plan out the whole season for this show,
right?
And then we were just like, stop,
right?
We was getting all the flyers, we was getting everything done. We was like, you know what, stop, because it's so many. It was so many other things popping up, and it's just like this. I would love
to have this conversation,
right.
And like one of the things to Derek's point, one of the conversations that we want to have, and you guys have even emailed in about this, is the trauma that sometimes gay men experience going to the barbershop. trying to move as if you're not gay, trying to pass, if you will, and then sometimes even participating in the homophobia that happens. So that's definitely a conversation.
So we're gonna be throwing these conversations in. This was great.
This was good.
I was a little nervous about this. Well, I was nervous about the conversation because I didn't know what the conversation was going to be.
I didn't either. And I was kind of, I don't know. I wasn't really sure if this conversation was really going to flow.
Right.
But it did.
Well, we're just good hosts.
So we are ready for our next conversation that's going to happen in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Let me roll the banner at the bottom first before I pull that flyer up. Because if you want to participate in this next conversation, the banner is scrolling at the bottom. The email address, I should say, is scrolling at the bottom. It's glmconvo@gmail.com. And that conversation is domestic violence in the LGBTQ.
And and it's so crazy. I didn't know this was going to be, but it's so funny. I was just at dinner.
Yeah.
And this person I was just at dinner. Well, one of the people that was at this birthday party, he was there. He was showing us his picture. He's got blood running on his face. It looked like a movie set.
Yeah.
And it was a domestic violence situation.
Really?
And they thought I was rude for asking this question, but I thought it was a legitimate question. I said, well, are y'all still together? And he was like, no, why would you? And I'm just like, well, that's a legitimate.
Now, I don't know if I would have asked if this was somebody that I didn't know.
Why not? You showed me your bloody picture. That means so you inviting questions. You invited me to your conversation. So therefore, I need to ask, are y'all still dating?
But that is a legitimate question, nevertheless.
Because if y'all still dating, then that now changed my conversation with you.
And see, here's the thing. Oftentimes, whether it's gay people, because it's not just gay men that are involved in domestic violence, it's gay women as well. But oftentimes in domestic situations, period, whether it's heterosexual or gay, the person still remains, the victim stays in the relationship and of course will still have sex. I did a whole conversation on So Much to Say podcast about domestic violence. And I have a friend, and I'm gonna try to get him to come on and tell his story. But he was hitting his head with an iron, like an iron. And he had to get like 16 or 17 staples in his head. I was there with him when he got the staples in his head. Like, it happens more often than not.
So with that being said, we would like to this is one of our heavier conversations.
Yeah.
So we want to handle this lightly. This is not an entertainment conversation. So we would love to talk to people that either one has been in domestic violence.
You were either the victim or the abuser.
I
know somebody who was an abuser too. I might try to get him on here too.
Abuse. If you past or present.
Yeah.
And if it's present and you don't have to show your face, we can just hear your voice.
Yeah.
But we would love to have that. They said get Sydney for that conversation.
Yeah, Sydney shared his domestic violence story as well. He did. And we've talked about it, and I think that he's even said on the live that he believes that's why he gained so much weight. It's almost like a defense mechanism. You don't want to. It sometimes happens with people who are victims of sexual abuse. Like a lot of times they'll put on weight subconsciously as a way to not be as attractive in their mind, so nobody else will violate them. So
that's the conversation we have next. Support our cash.glm cash app because all this stuff costs us, and we are paying for it.
We are.
Yes. Oh, it's way over there.
So if you'd like to contribute, you can.
Yes.
It's GLM Convo on Cash App.
Yep.
And again, if you're going to participate in this conversation, please email us. It's scrolling right here at the bottom. glmconvo@gmail.com. Now, let me just say this, because Derek and I were supposed to do a conversation about this last week where we pulled y'all together. We're trying to pull us together.
We did do it.
Oh, we did? Oh, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yes.
But we'll reiterate it. If you don't like the panelists that come on here, then email us so you can participate, because oftentimes we will get emails from some of you saying you all didn't have somebody that said this, and this was just terrible.
Oh, yeah.
So email in.
Email in, and we're here and so we can have this conversation. We want to say thank you guys for being part of this conversation. I learned a lot. We can't wait to have Shaniqua back to give us a class on those 12 G spots that the men has. And thank you guys for having us.
All right. Thank you, Leslie. She said, check the Cash App. We
Thank you.
appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
So listen, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. So 2
Yes.
weeks from today. But email us now if you want to participate in that conversation. That is not just for gay men. So if you are a lesbian or trans and you want to participate in that conversation, you're welcome to as well. Did you want to have women come in on that? Straight women?
Well, no, we gave them today.
All right. So this is for LGBTQ plus people.
So, yes. I mean, it says it in the title.
Right.
Bye,
I tried.
y'all.
Bye, y'all.